Saddam Hussein was born on April 28, 1937, in the village of Al-Auja near Tikrit, in northern Iraq. His early life was marked by hardship. His father disappeared before his birth, and he was raised by his mother and stepfather. As a young man, Saddam joined the Arab nationalist Ba'ath Party, inspired by its vision of a unified Arab world. He became involved in political activism early, participating in a failed 1959 assassination attempt against Iraqi Prime Minister Abd al-Karim Qasim. Afterward, he fled to Egypt, where he continued his education and political activities. When the Ba'ath Party briefly seized power in Iraq in 1963, Saddam returned but was imprisoned after the government fell. In 1968, the Ba'athists again took control of Iraq, and Saddam emerged as a powerful figure behind the scenes, becoming vice president under President Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr. In 1979, Saddam forced al-Bakr to resign and assumed the presidency himself. He quickly consolidated power through brutal methods, eliminating political rivals and securing absolute control over Iraq. Saddam established a strong authoritarian state with a vast security apparatus. His government heavily relied on surveillance, torture, and executions to suppress dissent. Under Saddam, Iraq pursued modernization. Major infrastructure projects were launched, and the country's oil revenues funded improvements in healthcare, education, and industry. However, this progress was accompanied by severe human rights abuses and an iron-fisted rule. In 1980, Saddam launched a full-scale invasion of Iran, believing that the Islamic Revolution had weakened Iran and that he could seize disputed territory. However, the war dragged on for 8 years and turned into one of the longest and bloodiest conflicts of the 20th century, resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths on both sides. Saddam's forces used chemical weapons against Iranian troops and against Kurdish civilians in Iraq, most notably during the 1988 Halabja chemical attack. The war ended in stalemate and devastated Iraq's economy, plunging the country into debt. Seeking to rebuild Iraq's economy and assert dominance, Saddam invaded neighboring Kuwait in August 1990, accusing it of overproducing oil and driving down prices. The international community, led by the United States, condemned the invasion. A U.S.-led coalition launched Operation Desert Storm in early 1991, swiftly defeating Iraqi forces and liberating Kuwait. Following the war, Saddam brutally suppressed uprisings by Shia Muslims in the south and Kurds in the north, further solidifying his reputation for ruthlessness. International sanctions were imposed on Iraq, leading to widespread poverty and suffering among the Iraqi people during the 1990s. Throughout the 1990s, Saddam's grip on Iraq remained firm despite growing international isolation. His regime faced frequent inspections by the United Nations for weapons of mass destruction, but Saddam often obstructed these efforts. In March 2003, the United States and its allies invaded Iraq, claiming Saddam's regime posed a threat due to its alleged possession of weapons of mass destruction and links to terrorism, which were later found to be unfounded. Within weeks, Baghdad fell. Saddam went into hiding, moving between safe houses. He was captured by U.S. forces on December 13, 2003, near his hometown of Tikrit, hiding in a small underground bunker often called the Spider Hole. After his capture, Saddam was put on trial before the Iraqi Special Tribunal for crimes against humanity, particularly for the 1982 killing of 148 Shia villagers in Dujail, following an assassination attempt against him. In 2006, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. On December 30, 2006, Saddam Hussein was executed by hanging. Saddam Hussein's legacy is deeply polarizing. Some Iraqis remember him as a strong leader who maintained Iraq's stability and resisted foreign domination. However, most view his reign as a period of brutal dictatorship, characterized by mass killings, political oppression, and disastrous wars that left Iraq deeply wounded and divided. His fall left a power vacuum that contributed to years of sectarian violence, insurgency, and the eventual rise of extremist